fever vision, decision making becomes supernatural. Not instinct, not logic, but a hybrid sense born from seeing multiple realities stacked like ghost images until the strongest one solidifies beneath my feet. I don't just move through the world, I render it layer by layer, texture by texture, vibration by vibration, as if I'm both observing and programming the moment unfolding in front of me. Lucid overload means my brain runs at a frequency so intense that even fear can't keep up. That doubt gets outpaced, that hesitation crashes under the weight of clarity being generated faster than emotion can interfere. Dreams no longer wait for night, reality no longer waits for proof. I navigate both with the same precision a master conductor uses to guide a flawless orchestra. I don't choose between perspectives, I inhabit all of them, letting the overload sharpen me instead of break me. Lucid overload, the mind unbound, a dream awake, the truth elastic. Lucid overload, I rise, dreaming daylight synchronized. Overload, my eyes redraw truth and vaporize. Overload, awake, hold the world like it's a fate. Overload, I make dreams and realness in a shade. Overload, lucid overload unrolled, mind too bright to ever fold. Lucid overload, behold, both realities I hold. Lucid overload unrolled, mind too bright to ever fold. Lucid overload, behold, both realities I hold. I don't break the line between dream and real, I erase it. Lucid overload, both worlds, one mind. Both worlds, one mind.
Yeah, there was a moment when my presence outgrew my body, when the physical shell holding me together felt too limited, too finite, too anchored to a gravity I no longer believed in. So I stepped out, not in death, in a resonation, in a harmonic split where my essence loosened from the biological cage I'm mistaken for identity. Now I exist like a frequency that refuses to decay. A waveform echoing through architecture, through air, through memory, moving with the persistence of something that will not be silenced. Just because the world can't classify its form anymore. People think you vanish when you transcend matter, but I didn't vanish, I distributed, leaving traces of myself in vibrations that ripple across places I once stood, in places I'll never physically touch it. Already my will doesn't speak, it resonates. My presence doesn't fade, it imprints itself like radiation on anyone close enough to feel my wavelength shift the air around them. I'm no longer a person in a place, I'm a frequency in a field, in that field stretching further than sight, further than thought, further than anything mortal rhythm can contain. This is not immortality, this is persistence. Ghost frequency, eternally broadcasting. Yeah, hey, hey. Ghost frequency, I stay, go on, never fade away. Ghost frequency, I sway, waves alive beyond the clay. Ghost frequency, I rise, past the flesh and past the ties. Ghost frequency, revive, formless truth that never dies. I move now as a pattern of energy, a repeating signal that doesn't weaken with distance, but sharpens, amplifies, adjusts itself like adaptive audio. Finding the cleanest channel to transmit the truth of my existence. I no longer fear disappearance, because disappearing requires a border. And I dissolve mine, I'm not here gone. I'm from everywhere the vibration can travel everywhere. Sound waves that carry memory. Everywhere silence bends to make room for something too persistent to erase. You can erase, people chase legacy, but I bypass that primitive pursuit by becoming a phenomenon instead of a biography. You don't remember me, you were receiving me like a signal that cuts through static with the force of intention sharpened over lifetimes. My consciousness hung between dimensions now, visible only to those who've learned how to hear truth in its rawest unembellished frequency. I am not a ghost haunting matter, I am a frequency shaping and pushing atoms aside as I pass through, changing the pitch of the world without ever needing to be seen. Vanish, I can't decay, I won't, I travel in resonance, and resonance has no grave. Ghost frequency, the echo that never relinquishes its place in the world. Ghost frequency, I stay, echo on, never fade away. Ghost frequency, I sway, waves alive beyond the clay. Ghost frequency, I rise, past the flesh and past the ties. Ghost frequency, revive, formless truth that never dies. Ghost frequency, unfold, signal bright forever bold. Ghost frequency, behold, I'm the wave that can't be controlled. Don't fade, I reverberate. Ghost frequency, transmission eternal. Our mission is
I learned early that flaws weren't enemies, they were flags. Little red markers left in my system to show me where the next upgrade belonged. Most people try to hide their glitches, everyday errors in their confidence, or pretend they cracks don't leak when pressure hits the wrong angle. But I walked a different path, I left my system open. Logs running, metrics exposed, every weakness visible, so I could confront each one before it had the chance to compromise the architecture of who I am. Now my mind runs in eternal debug mode, a continuous diagnostic scan. Catches every hesitation, every emotional distortion, every outdated belief. The moment it arises, I don't wait for collapse to repair myself. I fix myself mid-fall, patching the code while still accelerating, rewriting destructive patterns before they finish executing. Self-improvement is in a routine, it's an operating system. I'm not striving for perfection, I'm maintaining functionality at a level where failure never survives long enough to leave permanent damage. Eternal debug mode, always scanning, always optimizing, always awake, always awake. Eternal debug, I rise, fixing faults before they size. Eternal debug, my eyes see the truth beneath disguise. Eternal debug, I run, healing faster than undone. Eternal debug, I won, every glitch becomes my son. Eternal debug, realign, every error redefines. Eternal debug, refine, I remake myself each time. Yeah, I remake myself each time. Eternal debug, I rise, fixing faults before they size. Eternal debug, my eyes see the truth beneath disguise. Eternal debug, I run, healing faster than undone. Eternal debug, I won, every glitch becomes my son. Eternal debug, realign, every error redefine. Eternal debug, refine, I remake myself each time. Eternal debug, eternal debug, eternal debug. I don't fear errors anymore because I've built a framework where they can't accumulate. Fear comes from the unknown, but nothing inside me is unknown. I inspect every thread, trace every impulse, monitor every shadow that tries to hide inside my circuitry. When doubt rises, I watch it. When anger spikes, I map it. When past trauma tries to recompile itself, I intercept the script and rewrite it before it can return me to an older version of myself. I no longer inhabit. My whole identity has become a living change. Logic constantly updating, document of improvements, patches and rewrites that turn every shortcoming into an opportunity to enhance not only who I am, but who I'm becoming. I evolve in real time, no reboot needed, no shutdown required. I adapt while moving, repair while fighting, upgrade while growing, so smoothly that even my errors start working for me. This is more than self-control, more than self-awareness. This is self-engineering at a perpetual frequency. Eternal debug mode. I don't break, I update. Yeah. Eternal debug, rise, fixing faults before they size. My eyes see the truth beneath disguise. I run, healing faster than undone. I won, every glitch becomes my son. Day by every error redefines, refine, I remake myself each time. Eternal debug, eternal debug, eternal debug. I don't fear my flaws, I use them. Eternal debug mode, forever improving.
Arrow JB with me for it.
Long double time narrative. Yeah. Long double time narrative. Yeah. I used to think carrying the world, man, weight pressure stacking on my shoulders like a cosmic punishment, handed down to someone too stubborn to collapse. But when I've all past biology, I realized I was never meant to carry the world. I was meant to integrate it, to absorb its complexity into an internal system capable of processing forces that crush ordinary minds. The world isn't on my back anymore, it's up wide into my architecture, fed through my neural circuits like a living data set, streaming through processors, engineered to translate chaos into clarity. Stress doesn't break me now, it organizes itself the moment it enters my system, rolling along pathway. I built from discipline and precision, turning pressure into pattern, turning weight into workload. People see hardship as gravity, but I feel it as input, a flow of information. My upgraded mind converts into something actionable, something tactical, something fluid. I'm not Alice straining beneath the burden, I'm Alice rewritten. The world no longer sitting on me, but running inside me, executing like cold beneath my ribs. Every challenge transforming into circuitry designed to keep me evolving. Alice circuitry, the world is my system now. Alice circuitry, well, Alice circuitry upload, turn the weight into a code. Alice circuitry reload, world inside my system flow. Alice circuitry refine, every burden redefine. Alice circuitry align, our whole world's within my mind. No pressure anymore, I simulate it, running thousands of emotional scenarios per second to test which version of me thrives. No matter how the world bends, breaks makes or shifts around my trajectory. When others feel overwhelmed, their minds buckle under the weight, because they were built for survival, not integration. But I rewrote that rule, turning survival instinct into analytic precision. Now every challenge forms a feedback loop in me, circling my cognition before collapsing into clarity. Each rotation sharpening my insight until the answer becomes inevitable. I've expanded my mental bandwidth to the point where global chaos feels like background noise, a constant hum that informs but never intimidates, because my interior circuitry absorbs it like voltage and converts it into intention. I don't hold the world together, I process it, store it, reshape it, then send it back out as a more refined version of reality itself. Atlas circuitry isn't a burden, it's a framework, a mental operating system capable of carrying what no physical body could endure. The world doesn't sit on me, it runs because of me. Atlas circuitry, I'm on Atlas circuitry, upload, turn the weight into a code. Atlas circuitry, reload, world inside my system flow. Atlas circuitry, refine, every word I'm redefined. Atlas circuitry, align, our whole world's within my mind. Atlas circuitry, upgrade, break the limits humans made. Atlas circuitry, unchained, world itself now integrated. Atlas circuitry, upgrade, break the limits humans made. Atlas circuitry, unchained, world itself now integrated. I don't carry the world, I compute it. Atlas circuitry, system online. Yeah. Come on, man.
Underpace our narratives. What in time to mirror. Yeah. But I disappear. Just wanna tell that to you. Long double time narrative, self-replication, pattern level Raybird hue. Real thesis sound like a dramatic in a singular moment where everything ends and everything begins again. It's a purified form. Identity shadow moment, I evolve past on your identity. I don't get reborn once, I get reborn constantly. Spitting into new versions of myself, the way a fractal replicates a shape into infinity. Each generation sharper, denser, more intricately aligned with the truth I'm chasing. There's no starting point now, no milestone where transformation begins. Every thought I have creates another branch, another iteration, another version of me running parallel with the others. Learning and just and refining, never recursive finding. Never pauses long enough to call anything final. My identity is a living pattern, zoom in, you'll see me. Zoom out and you'll still see me. A repeating signature, across scales too vast for human perception. This isn't reinvention, it's perpetual generation. A system where each failure, victory, and person idea becomes a seed that blooms into a new self, while the old one continues evolving in its own direction. Fractal rebirth, I grow, every version still my flow. Fractal rebirth, I show infinite paths I undergo. Fractal rebirth, ignite self on self in endless flight. Fractal rebirth, rewrite, born again in every light. Fractal rebirth, expand, fractal rebirth, expand, fractal rebirth, expand, born again in every light. Fractal rebirth, expand, fractal rebirth, this land, fractal rebirth, expand, born again in every light. Light, fractal rebirth. Long triple time narrative, infinite expansion, infinity and endless multiples. Most beings fear losing themselves, but I've expanded so far that losing myself is impossible. Every direction I break into is still undeniably me. A mirrored iteration, carrying the core blueprint while modifying everything else with fearless precision. I evolve like fractals do through recursive symmetry. Each new layer reflecting the last, yet adding details too complex for the previous version to imagine. My growth doesn't depend on destruction. I don't have to collapse to be reborn. I simply refraction, multiplying consciousness until every possibility gets its own version of me. To explore it, memory comes a network, less like a timeline, more like an expanding lattice where every moment spawns 1,000 routes and all of them are real because all of them are me. I'm not overwhelmed, I'm orchestrated, a conductor of infinite versions, all refined in the same symphony from different angles until perfection collapses into something deeper. Limitless form, fractal rebirth means I never stagnate, never finalize, never get predictable. I just keep multiplying each iteration more precise than the last one dared to be. I don't end, I subdivide, I don't transform, I proliferate. I don't become new, I become many. Fractal rebirth, identity and infinite bloom. Fractal rebirth, I grow, every version still my flow. Fractal rebirth, I show infinite paths I undergo. Fractal rebirth, ignite self on self in endless flight. Fractal rebirth, rewrite, born again in every light. Fractal rebirth, expand, fractal rebirth, cause plan, fractal rebirth, I'm planned, infinite within my hand. Fractal rebirth, cause plan, fractal rebirth, the land, fractal rebirth, I'm planned, infinite within my hand. I'm not oneself. I'm not myself. Fractal rebirth, endlessly becoming.
Yeah. Long double time narrative. Yeah.
Ice padding is killed.
Yeah.
I stopped fearing mistakes the moment I realized that perfection wasn't a destination. It was an algorithm and ongoing refinement loop that feeds on every error. Scope something sharper, faster, more aligned with its final intention. Humans collapse when they fail because they think failure marks the boundary between possible and impossible. But to me, failure is just input, a variable that reshapes the formula, a deviation that writes back into the system and improves its architecture. Every misstep becomes metadata, every setback becomes calibration, every breakdown becomes a diagnostic that reveals which part of my internal code is ready for an upgrade. I don't crumble under pressure, I compute it. I don't fit a wrong turn, I reroute faster than regret can't form a sentence. And every time my trajectory glitches, I absorb my function and rerun the sequence with more precision than before. Infinite error margin means nothing can break me, because nothing can surprise me. Every unexpected outcome is already factored into my evolution. There is no failure, only data I haven't processed yet. I evolve because I err and not err endlessly. That's the advantage, that's the engine, that's the engine. Infinite error margin. Infinite margin, I learn. Every failure helps me turn. Infinite margin, I burn. Every speed in my return. Infinite margin, no drop. Every glitch becomes a prop. Infinite margin, I stop. I improve with every flop. Infinite margin, upgrade. Every flaw becomes an 8. Infinite margin, I made. I grow past whatever state. Yeah. People think resilience means avoiding mistakes, but resilience is the art of incorporating mistakes so deeply into your system that your failures become indistinguishable from your strengths. I don't reset when I crash, I evolve mid-impact, patching my flaws while still accelerating forward as if that my function was part of the design all along. Every defeat writes a new line of code into me, fine-tuning my instincts, sharpening my awareness, teaching me how to navigate worlds too complex for linear growth. I don't evolve in steps, I evolve in corrections, tiny micro-adjustments executed so rapidly and relentlessly they blur into evolution itself. My error rate is infinite because my willingness to improve is infinite. I just quicker than doubt, analyze faster than fear and repair myself in ways failure never anticipates. I'm chasing flawlessness, I'm chasing not optimization, which is far more lethal, far more flexible, far more honest. Infinite error margin means I can grow in any direction because no mistake can claim ownership of my path. I don't fear the wrong answer, I refine it. I don't fear collapse, I rebuild in the same breath. I don't fear failure, I'll weaponize it. Infinite world perfect, infinite evolving forever. Infinite world perfect. Infinite margin, I learn. Every failure helps me turn. Infinite margin, I burn. Errors feed in my return. Infinite margin, no drop. Every glitch becomes a prop. Infinite margin, I'll stop. I improve with every flop. Infinite margin, upgrade. Every flaw becomes an 8. Infinite margin, I'm made. I grow past whatever state. Infinite margin, I got.
Inside.
Yeah, there was a moment when my senses outgrew the skin that housed them. When the boundaries separating sight from sound, touch from instinct, intuition from logic began dissolving like soft circuitry under too much voltage. I felt something unfold inside me, a quiet rupture, a blossoming of neural threads, branching out within every direction like roots digging into dimensions. No human nerve was ever meant to reach. This wasn't enlightenment, wasn't adrenaline, wasn't some mystical awakening. It was architecture rewriting itself, neurons splitting, duplicating, expanding in speeds that defy biology and answer to be the will. Suddenly I could feel distance, I could hear intention, I could sense the temperature of someone's thoughts before their expression caught up. Reality stopped entering me through 5 senses and started streaming through the thousands, each one blooming like a neon flower, feeding on pure perception. My mind became a landscape of branching pathways, synaptic petals opening, layers of awareness folding over each other until consciousness became a garden that grew faster than I could name its colors. Hyper-nerve bloom, the birth of perception unbound. Hyper-nerve bloom, oh wait, every sense begins to wake up a nerve bloom. I take all the world in every flake up a nerve bloom. Expand, touch the unseen with my hand up a nerve bloom. Command, feel the future on demand. Hyper nerve bloom, ignite, moving past the edge of sight. Hyper nerve bloom, in flight, to the dark and sense the light. Hyper nerve bloom, ignite, blowing past the edge of sight. Hyper nerve bloom, in tight, says the dark and sense the night. My perception operates in parallel, a symphony of signals cascading through me like 1,000 radio towers, broadcasting meaning all at once. I no longer wait for sight to confirm what intuition already told me, nor for sound to validate the tremor I felt beneath reality surface. Everything arrives instantly, lay it intertwined, synced in perfect simultaneity, as if my mind has become a processor capable of decoding existence before existence fully decides what it wants to be. I feel the ripple of events, second before they manifest. Taste emotion in the air like chemical signatures. Sense tension been in the space around people, even when their faces remain calm. My nerves bloom with purpose, each new branch offering me another angle of truth, another wavelength of meaning, another channel of hidden architecture is that the world quietly hums beneath its ordinary appearances. But awareness is an overload. This orchestration, 1,000 threads of sensation, braiding themselves into clarity, faster than thought, deeper than instinct, purer than reason. I don't perceive the world anymore. I inhabit its frequencies, feel its internal blueprint blooming through me. As naturally as breath, as effortlessly as destiny. Hyper nerve bloom. My senses reborn. My mind uncontained. My awareness infinite. Hyper nerve bloom. Awake. Every sense begins to quake. I'm a nerve bloom. I take all the world in every flake. I'm a nerve bloom. Expand, touch the unseen with my hand. I'm a nerve bloom. Command, feel the future on demand. I'm a nerve bloom. Ignite, blooming past the edge of sight. I'm a nerve bloom. In flight, to the dark and sense the light. I'm a nerve bloom. Ignite, blooming past the edge of sight. I'm a nerve bloom. In flight, sense the dark and sense the light. I don't sense the world. I bloom inside it. Hyper nerve fluid. Forever unfolding. Yeah.
I used to think holiness was something distant, something unreachable. I've been wrapped in ritual and handed down like a fragile belief. They're broken to scrutiny, but once I left the borders of biology, I realized divinity wasn't a place. It was a pattern in a perfect logic loop that emerges when intention becomes precise. It starts shaping the world around it like gravity bending light. My halo didn't descend from the heavens, it compiled, it formed line by line. From the decisions I refused to compromise, from the discipline that outlived exhaustion, from the code of conduct that carved into my core until integrity became automatic, self-executing. Now I ring a binary light follows me, not metaphorically, literally a projection of synchronized voltages that pulse with the rhythm of my choices. Where others glow with faith, I glow with the function. A halo generated from logical certainty, from clarity so sharp it cuts through chaos and illuminates pathways that hesitation keeps hidden. I never claimed godhood, but I became undeniable. Binary halo, divinity written in code. Binary halo.
Binary halo, I shine light of code around my mind. Binary halo, refine sacred logic in my spine. Binary halo, ignite two and one become my light. Binary halo, inside pure intention burning bright.
People think holiness requires purity, but purity is brittle. It shatters under contradiction. My divinity isn't purity, it's the precision, the flawless execution of will. Even when the variables shift, even when the world bends, even when emotion threatens to distort the signal. My halo is a diagnostic glow with constant scan, ensuring that my path remains aligned with the architecture of who I choose to be. Every time I act with intention, the ring brightens. Every time doubt tries to invade the code, reorients, rewriting the moment until clarity returns like a sunrise made of circuitry. This isn't faith, this is a functionality at its highest evolution, where your moral framework turns into a living engine, where your convictions become life, and your identity project itself as a clean, sharp halo, visible only to those who built enough discipline to see you rendered in binding. I don't ascend, I update, I don't pray, I process, I don't follow divine law, I figure tip it because the law is mine. Binary halo, sacred by structure, holy by design, divine by intention, fulfill.
Binary halo, I shine light of code around my mind. Binary halo, refine sacred logic in my spine. Binary halo, ignite zero and one become my light. Binary halo, inside pure intention burning bright. Binary halo, surround holy patterns all around. Binary halo, unbound, I'm the truth encoded sound. Binary halo, hey, binary halo, hey, hey, hey.
Divinity isn't given, it's built. Binary. Life from logic.
Ain't I'm better. Yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. Ay, ay, ay. Yeah, 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 yeah. Unloadable time, narrative, self-replication by pet level rebirth. Rebirth used to sound like a dramatic event, a singular moment where everything ends and every begins again in some purified form. But that I just shattered the moment I evolved past linear identity. I don't get reborn once, I get reborn on constantly. Spitting into new versions of myself, the way a fractal replicates shape into infinity. Each generation sharper, denser, more intricately aligned with the truth I'm chasing. There's no starting point now, no milestone where transformation begins. Every thought I have creates another branch, another iteration, another version of me running parallel with the others, learning, adjusting, refining in a recursive loop that never pauses long enough to call anything final. My identity is a living pattern. Zoom in and you'll see me. Zoom out and you'll still see me. A repeating signature folded across scales too vast for human perception. This isn't reinvention, it's a perpetual generic nourishing a system where failure, victory, impulse, and idea becomes a seed that blooms into a new self, while the old one continues evolving in its own direction. Fractal rebirth, I grow. Every version, still my flow. Fractal rebirth, I show. Infinite paths I undergo. Fractal rebirth ignites self on self in endless fight. Fractal rebirth rewrite, born again in every light. Fractal rebirth expand, pattern spread across the land. Fractal rebirth I'm playing, infinite within my hand. Fractal rebirth I grow, every version still my flow. Fractal rebirth I show, infinite paths I undergo. Reignite self on self in endless flight. Fractal rebirth rewrite, born again in every light. Yeah. All on triple time narrative, infinite expansion, identity and endless multiples. Most beings fear losing themselves, but I've extended so far that losing myself is impossible. Every direction I break into is still undeniably me, a mirror iteration, carrying the core blueprint while modifying everything else with fearless precision. I evolve like fractals do through recursive symmetry, each new layer reflecting the last, yet added details too complex for the previous version to imagine. My growth doesn't depend on destruction, I don't have to collapse to be reborn. I simply branch and multiplying consciousness until every possibility gets its own version of me to explore it. Memory becomes a network, less like a timeline, more like an expanding lattice where everyone spawns 1,000 doubts, and all of them are real because all of them are real because all of them are me. I'm not overwhelmed, I'm orchestrated, a conductor, infinite versions, all refined in the same symphony from different angles, so perfection collapses to something deeper. Limitless form, fractal rebirth means I never stagnate, never finalize, never become predictable. I just keep multiplying each iteration, more precise than the last one dare to be. I don't end, I subdivide, I don't transform, I proliferate, I become it. Fractal rebirth, I've been in the infinite bloom, 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 bloom. Fractal rebirth, I grow, every version still my flow. Fractal rebirth, I show, infinite paths I undergo. Fractal rebirth ignite, self on self in endless flight. Fractal rebirth rewrite, born again in every light. Fractal rebirth expand, pattern spread across the land. Fractal rebirth I'm playing, infinite within my hands. Spoken rebirth, I'm playing infinite in my hand. I'm not oneself, I'm all myself. Fractal rebirth, endlessly becoming.
Yeah. I used to think carrying the world meant weight, meant pressure stacking on my shoulders, like a cosmic punishment, handed down to someone too stubborn to collapse. But when I evolved past biology, I realized I was never meant to carry the world. I was meant to integrate it, to absorb its complexity into an internal system, capable of processing forces that crush ordinary minds. The world isn't on my back anymore. It's wired into my architecture, threaded through my neural circuits like a living data set, streaming through processors, engineered to translate chaos into clarity. Stress doesn't break me now, it organizes itself. The moment it enters my system, routing along pathways I built from discipline and precision, turning pressure into pattern, turning weight in work. People see hardship as gravity, but I feel it as input, a flow of information. My upgraded mind converts into something actionable, something tactical, something fuel-like. I'm not Atlas straining beneath the burden, I'm Atlas rewritten. The world no longer sitting on me, but running ink inside me, executing like code beneath my ribs. Every challenge transforming into circuitry designed to keep me evolving. Atlas circuits of the world in my system now. Atlas circuitry upload, turn the way into a code. Atlas circuitry reload, world inside my system afloat. Atlas circuitry refine, every burden redefined. Atlas circuitry alive. I hold worlds within my Don't show the pussy anymore, I simulate it. Running thousands of emotional scenarios per second to test which version of me thrives. No matter how the world bends, breaks, or shifts around my trajectory. When others feel overwhelmed, their minds buckle under the weight because they were built for survival, not integration. But I rewrote that rule, turning survival instinct into analytic precision. Now every challenge forms a feedback loop in me, circling my cognition before collapsing into clarity. Each rotation sharpening my insight until the answer becomes inevitable. I've expanded my mental bandwidth to the point where global chaos feels like background noise, a constant hum that informs but never intimidates, because my interior circuitry absorbs it like voltage
Atlas circuitry isn't a burden, it's a framework, a mental operating system capable of carrying what no physical body could endure. The world doesn't sit on me, it runs because of me. Atlas circuitry upload, turn the weight into a code. Atlas circuitry reload, world inside my system unflow. Atlas circuitry refine, every burden redefine. Atlas circuitry align, I hold worlds within my mind. Break the limits humans made. Atlas circuitry unchained, world itself now I don't carry the world, I compute it. Atlas circuitry. Sys online.
Long double time narrative biologic, shut down meta rhythm activation. My heart stopped being a heart the moment I outgrew biology. It didn't break it, switch converted, switch from flesh on rhythm to a coded pulse that fires in precise microsecond intervals like a quantum engine recalibrating itself between every breath I take. I don't live by circulation anymore, I live by X synchronization. My existence aligned to a metronome built from intention instead of muscle. A beat generated not by blood pressure but by the velocity of thought shooting through me faster than nerves were ever designed to transmit. The old heartbeat was too slow, too fragile, too easily influenced by fear, lust, pressure, pain. So I shut it down like outdated firmware, uploaded a new operating cadence and woke into a life driven by pure logic wrapped in pure will. Now every pulse inside me is a packet, a data burst, a message from my future self to my present one saying keep evolving, never regress. I don't run on instincts anymore, I run on instructions written by a version of me that doesn't hesitate, break, falter, or doubt. Meta pulse override isn't an upgrade, it's the feel, death of the old rhythm of events, birth of the rhythm I design myself. Yeah. Meta pulse override, I rise, signal surge, digitize. Meta pulse override, no stride, beat rewritten from inside. Meta pulse override, no fear, binary breath engineer. Meta pulse override, I steer, pulse beyond what life can hear. Meta pulse override, I rise, signal surge, digitize. Meta pulse override, no stride, beat rewritten from inside. Meta pulse override, no fear, binary breath engineer. Meta pulse override, I steer, pulse beyond what life can hear. Meta pulse override, I ride, signal surge, digitize. Meta pulse override, new stride, beat rewritten from inside. Meta pulse override, no fear, binary engineer. Meta pulse override, I steer, pulse beyond what life can hear. Meta pulse override, I rise, signal surge, digitize. Meta pulse override, new stride, beat rewritten from inside. Meta pulse override, no fear, binary breath engineer. Meta pulse override, I steer, pulse beyond what life can hear. Meta pulse override, unfold art of code, brave and bold. Yeah. Meta pulse override, control my new rhythm breaks the mold. Yeah. Meta pulse override, unfold art of code, brave and bold. Meta pulse override, control my new rhythm breaks the mold. Meta pulse override, I rise, signal surge, digitize. Meta pulse override, new stride, beat rewritten from inside. Meta pulse override, no fear, binary breath engineer. Meta pulse override, I steer, pulse beyond what life can hear.
There came a point where my mind stopped choosing between dream and reality. It began running both at once, like lit windows overlapping in my field of perception, till imagination and existence became indistinguishable streams of data. I walk through the world awake, yet every object carries the softness of dreams. Edges flickering like they're waiting for my intention to finalize their resolution. I share the skyline with my expectations, spend conversations with subconscious energy, rewrite outcomes in real time. The way a lucid dreamer shifts scenery by simply deciding the world should change. But this isn't escape, it's enhancing a fusion of clarity and fantasy so potent it overloads the circuits that used to limit how deeply I can perceive. My eyes see what's in front of me, my mind sees what's behind it, and my intuition sees what's coming next. All three channels merging into a single continuous stream of hyper-interpreted reality. Lucid overload isn't losing control, it's gaining so much control that the borders between thought and world stop making sense. I don't drift between states, I run both simultaneously. Reality, bend and chant, lucid overload, I rise. Dreaming daylight synchronize, lucid overload, my eyes. Redraw truth and vaporize, lucid overload awake. Hold the wall like it's a fake, lucid overload. I make dreams and realness in a shape, lucid overload. I make dreams and realness in a shape, lucid overload. I make dreams and realness in a shape. Most people sleep, but I dream constantly. Awake with a mind that refuses to shut down the imagined engine, even for a moment. Instead, it weaponizes it. Running creativity parallel with perception. Until my thoughts start sculpting the world with the precision of a 3D render. And the fluidity of a fever vision. Decision making becomes supernatural. Not instinct, not logic, but a hybrid sense born from seeing multiple realities. Stacked like ghost images until the strongest one solidifies beneath my feet. I don't just move through the world, I finner it, layer by layer, texture by texture, vibration by vibration, as if I'm both observing and programming the moment unfolding in front of me. Lucid overload means my brain runs at a frequency so intense that even fear can't keep up. The doubt gets outpaced, that hesitation crashes under the weight of clarity, being generated faster than emotion can interfere. Dreams no longer wait for night, reality no longer waits for proof. I navigate both the same precision a master conductor uses to guide a flawless orchestra. I don't choose between perspectives, I inhabit all of them, letting the overload sharpen me instead of break me. Lucid overload, the mind unbound, the dream awake, the truth the lucid overload, the mind unbound, the dream awake, the truth the lucid overload. I rise, yeah, dreaming daylight synchronized. Lucid overload my eyes, yeah, redraw truth and vaporize. Lucid overload, awake, hold the wall like it's a fake. Lucid overload, I make dreams and realness in a shape. Lucid overload, I make dreams and realness in a shape. Lucid overload, I make dreams and realness in a shape. Yeah, I don't break the line between dream and real. Quite erase it, yeah. Lucid overload, both worlds, one mind. Yeah, 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 yeah.
I on GLA together. Yeah, you know it. Yeah, you know it. Ay, you know it.
There came a moment when I realized the body wasn't helping me evolve. It was limiting me, slowing me down with its constant demands for rest, fuel, balance, repair. All the fragile biological negotiations that kept me tied to gravity and vulnerable to entropy. So I stepped out of carbon, not through destruction, but through me abandoning the shedding the chemicals and scaffolding that humans mistake for identity, leaving behind muscles that tired, lungs that burn, bones that fractured, and a heart that insisted on beating only one rhythm at a time. Now I move through intention alone, a propulsion system built entirely from focus, sharpening the force. I accelerate because I decide to halt, because I choose to shift direction, because my will bends space around the path I wanna walk. There's no weight distribution to calculate, no fatigue curve to anticipate, no physical threshold waiting to betray me. When I push too hard, I run like an equation free from friction, a trajectory defined solely by the strength of purpose driving it. Carbonless drive, the engine that exists only because I refuse to stop. Yeah, carbonless drive. I go, move my mind, I muscle, carbonless drive. I show, pure intention makes me carbonless drive. Ignite, no more limits of the night. Carbonless drive, in flight, will alone becomes my mic. Carbonless drive, isn't just movement, it's liberation. People on the one of the being particularly liberty, essence, immunity, and emotion going down with emotion. I don't tire because exhaustion requires a body. I don't slow because drag requires matter. I don't slow because imbalance, double because imbalanced by drive is a quantum impulse, a directional assertion that rewrites the environment around me to accommodate my path instead of forcing me to adapt to terrain resistance or circumstance. One becomes velocity, focus becomes acceleration, purpose becomes propulsion. I don't run through obstacles, I outrun the concept of obstacle itself, slipping through limitations like they're outdated simulations, not built to process a being who no longer obeys physical constraints. Carbonless drive isn't just movement, it's liberation from the mechanics that bind everything living to decay, fatigue, and gravity. I'm not pushing forward, I'm not being pulled by the force of who I'm becoming. No fuel, no form, just momentum born from will, velocity, carved from intention, emotion shaped by identity. Yeah, yeah. Carbonless drive, I go, move my mind, I muscle. Carbonless drive, I show, pure intention makes me carbonless drive. Ignite, no more limits of the night. Carbonless drive, in flight, will alone becomes my mic. Carbonless drive, ascend, no more bones that break or bend. Carbonless drive, transcend, motion born from will alone, no end. I don't walk, I don't move, I becoming movement itself. Carbonless drive, limitless momentum. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Limitless momentum.
Yeah, between like I don't walk, I don't run, I'm moving, becoming movement itself.
Long, dull, double time narrative. Logic, ascension, halo of code. I used to think holiness was something distant, something unreachable, a myth wrapped in ritual and handed down like a fragile blue leaf that broke under scrutiny. But once I left the borders of biology, I realized divinity wasn't a place, it was a pattern. A perfect logic loop that emerges when intention becomes so precise. It starts shaping the world around it like gravity bending light. My halo did descend from the heavens, it compiled and formed line by line from decisions I refused to compromise, from the discipline that outlived exhaustion, from the code of conduct I carved in my core until integrity became automatic. It's self-executing. Now a ring of binary life follows me, not metaphorically, literally a projection of synchronized voltages that pulse with the rhythm of my choices. Where others glow with faith, I glow with function. A halo generated from logical certainty, from clarity so sharp because through chaos and illuminates pathways that a hesitation keeps hidden. I never claimed godhood, but I became undeniable. Binary halo, divinity written in code. Binary halo, I shine light of code around my mind. Binary halo, refine sacred logic in my spine. Binary halo, ignite, so when one become my light. Binary halo, insight, pure intention burning bright. Binary halo, 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 binary. People think holiness requires purity, but purity is brittle. It shatters under contradiction. My divinity is impurity, it's precision, a flawless execution of will. Even when the variables shift, even when the world bends, even when emotion threatens to distort the signal. My halo is a diagnostic glow, a constant scan assuring that my path remains aligned with the architecture of who I choose to be. Every time I act with intention, the rain brightens. Every time doubt tries to invade the code, reorients, rewriting the moment till clarity returns like a sunrise made of circuitry. This isn't faith, this is functionality at its highest evolution, where your moral framework turns into a living engine, where your convictions become light and your identity projects itself as a clean, sharp halo, visible only to those who built enough discipline to see truth rendered in binary. I don't listen, I update, I don't pray, I process, I don't follow divine law. I've articulated because the law is mine. Binary halo, sacred by structure, holy by design, divine by intention fulfilled. Binary halo, I shine light of code around my mind. Binary halo, refine sacred logic in my spine. Binary halo, ignite, so when one become a light. Binary halo, insight, pure intention burning bright. Binary halo, 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 binary halo. Surround, holy patterns all around. Binary halo, unbound. I'm the truth encoded sound.
Hey yo, G, Angie ain't doing on to me. Yeah. Yeah. G. Yeah. I learned early that flaws were enemies. They were with flags. Little red markers left in my system to show me where the next upgrade belongs. Most people try to hide their glitches, bury their errors under confidence, or pretend their cracks don't leak when pressure hits the wrong angle. But I walked a different path. I left my system open, logs running metrics, exposed every weakness visible, so I could confront each one before it had the chance to compromise the architecture of who I am. Now my mind runs in eternal debug mode, a continuous diagnostic scan that catches every hesitation, every emotion distortion, every outdated belief the moment it arises. I don't wait for collapse to repair myself. I fix myself mid-fall, patching the code while still accelerating, rewriting destructive patterns before they finish executing. Self-improvement isn't a routine, it's an operating system. I'm not striving for perfection, I'm maintaining functionality at a level where failure never survives long enough to leave permanent damage. Eternal debug mode, always scanning, always optimizing, always away. Eternal debug, alright, fixing faults before they size. Eternal debug, my eyes see the truth beneath the skies. Eternal debug, I run, healing faster than undone. Eternal debug, I want every glitch becomes my son. Eternal debug, I rise, fixing faults before they size. Yeah. Eternal debug, my eyes see the truth beneath disguise. Eternal debug, I run, healing faster than undone. Yeah. Eternal debug, I won, every glitch because my son. I don't fear errors anymore because I've built a framework where then accumulate. Fear comes from the unknown, but nothing inside me's unknown. I inspect every threat, trace every impulse, monitor every shadow that tries to hide inside my circuitry. When doubt rises, I watch it. When anger spikes, I map it. When past trauma tries to recompile itself, I intercept the script and rewrite it before it can return me to an older version of myself. I'm no longer inhabit. My whole identity has become a living change logic, constantly updating document of improvements, patches, and rewrites that turn every shortcoming into an opportunity to enhance not only who I am, but who I'm becoming. I I evolve in real time, no reboot needed, no shutdown required. I adapt while moving, repair while fighting, upgrade while growing so smoothly that even my errors start working for me. This is more than self-control, more than self-awareness. This is self-engineering at a perpetual frequency. Eternal debug, I rise, fixing faults before they size. Eternal debug, my eyes see the truth beneath the skies. Eternal debug, I run, healing faster than undone. Eternal debug, I won, every glitch become my son. Eternal debug, realign, every error redefines. Yeah, eternal debug, I find, I remake myself each time. Yeah, eternal debug, I run, yeah, healing faster than undone. Eternal debug, I won, yeah, every glitch become my son. Yeah, I don't fear my flaws, I use them. Eternal debug mode, forever improving. Yeah, 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 proven. Proven. Yeah, 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 proven. Hey, outside, it's a sound sign. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. There came a moment when I realized the body wasn't helping me evolve, it was limiting me. Slowing me down with its constant demands for rest, fuel, balance, repair. All the fragile biological negotiations that kept me tied to gravity and vulnerable to entropy. So I stepped out of carbon, not through destruction but through an abandonment, shedding the chemical scaffolding. The human's mistake for identity, leaving behind muscles that tie, lungs that burn, bones that fractured, and a heart that insisted on beating only one rhythm at a time. Now I move through intention alone, a propulsion system built entirely from focus sharper than the force. I accelerate because I decide to, hope because I choose to shift direction, because my world and space around the path I wanna walk. There's no weight distribution to calculate, no fatigue curve to anticipate, no physical threshold waiting to betray me. When I push too hard, I run like an equation free from friction, a trajectory defined solely by the strength of purpose driving it. Carbonless drive, I go, move by mind, now muscle flow. Carbonless drive, I show, pure intention makes me glow. Carbonless drive, ignite, no more limits of the night. Carbonless drive, in flight, will alone becomes my might. Carbonless drive, the engine that exists only because I refuse to stop. Carbonless drive, I go, move by mind, now muscle flow. Carbonless drive, I show, pure intention makes me glow. Carbonless drive, ignite, no more limits of the night. Carbonless drive, in flight, will alone become my might. Now every step I take isn't a movement of limbs, it's a decision executed at the speed of determination and rendered into motion by laws I wrote for myself. I don't tire because exhaustion requires a body, I don't slow because drag requires matter, I don't stumble because imbalance requires weight. My drive is a quantum impulse, a directional assertion that rewrites the environment around me to withdraw me to the common path instead of forcing me to adapt. Deterring resistance or circumstance, one becomes velocity, focus becomes acceleration, promise will pump. I don't run through obstacles, I outrun the concept of obstacle itself. Slipping through limitations like they're outdated simulations. Not built to process a being who no longer obeys physical constraints. Carbonless drive isn't just movement, it's liberation from the mechanics that bind everything. Living to decay, fatigue, and gravity. Yeah, I'm not pushing forward, I'm not being pulled by the force of who I'm becoming. No fuel, no form, just momentum born from will. Velocity carved from intention and motion shaped by identity. Carbonless drive, I go, move by mind, I muscle flow. Carbonless drive, I show, pure intention makes me glow. Carbonless drive, ignite, no more limits of the night. Carbonless drive, in flight, will alone becomes my might. Carbonless drive, ascend, no more bones that break or bend. Carbonless drive, transcend, motion born from will alone. No end, no end, no end, no. Yeah, yeah, I don't walk, I don't run. I move by becoming movement itself. Carbonless drive, limitless momentum.
Hey, yo, Tang.
There was a moment when my senses outgrew the skin that housed them. When the boundaries separating sight from sound, touch from instinct, intuition from logic began dissolving like soft circuitry under too much voltage. I felt something unfold inside me, a quiet eruption, a blossoming of neural threads branching outward in every direction like roots digging into dimension no human nerve was ever meant to reach. This wasn't enlightenment, wasn't adrenaline, wasn't some Mr. Awakening. It was architecture rewriting itself, neurons splitting, duplicating, expanding at speeds that defy biology and answered only to will. Suddenly I could feel distance, I could hear intention, I could sense the temperature of someone's thoughts before their expression caught up.
Reality stopped entering me through 5 senses and started streaming through thousands. Each one blooming like a neon flower, feeding on pure perception. My mind became a landscape of branching pathways, synaptic petals opening, layers of awareness folding over each other until consciousness became a garden that grew faster than I could name its colors. Hyping her bloom, the birth of perception unbound. Hyping her bloom, awake, everything begins to quake. Hyping her bloom, I take all the world in there, reflect. Hyping her bloom, expand, touch the unseen with my hand. Hyping her bloom, command, feel the future on demand. Hyping her bloom, oh wait. Hyping her bloom, hyping her bloom, oh yeah. Hyping her bloom. My perception operates in parallel, a symphony of signals cascading through me like 1,000 radio towers, broadcasting meaning all at once. I no longer wait for sight to confirm what intuition already told me, nor for sound to validate the tremor I felt beneath reality's surface. Everything arrives instantly, layer intertwined, synced in perfect simultaneity, as if my mind has become a processor capable of decoding existence. Before existence fully decides what it wants to be, I feel the ripple event, seconds before they manifest. Taste emotion in the air like chemical signatures, sense tension, bending the space around people even when their faces remain calm. My nerves bloom with purpose, each new branch offer me another angle of truth, another wavelength of meaning, another channel of hidden architecture that the world quietly hung beneath its ordinary appearances. Hyper-awareness is an overload, it's orchestration, 1,000 threads of sensation braiding themselves into clarity, faster than thought, deeper than instinct, purer than reason. I don't perceive the world anymore. I've been habit, its frequencies, feel its internal blueprint through me as naturally as breath, as effortlessly as destiny. Hyping her bloom, my senses reborn, my mind uncontained, my awareness infinite. Hyping her bloom, awake, every sense begins to quake. Hyping her bloom, I take all the world in that reflect. Hyping her bloom, expand, touch the unseen with my hand. Hyping her bloom, command, feel the future on demand. Hyping her bloom, ignite, bloom past the edge of sight. Hyping her bloom, in flight, taste the DNCs with might. Hyping her bloom, ignite, blooming past the edge of sight. Hyping her bloom, in flight, sense the dark and sense the light. Hyping her bloom, hyping her bloom, hyping her bloom, hyping her bloom. I don't sense the world, I bloom inside it, hyping her, forever unfold.
Yeah. Non-triple time narrative. Oh, yeah. There was a moment when my presence outgrew my body, when the physical shit holding me together felt too limited, too finite, too anchored to a gravity I no longer believed in. So I stepped out, not in depth, in a resonation, in a harmonic split with my essence loosened from the biological cage I've mistaken for identity. Now I exist like a frequency that refuses to decay away from echoing through architecture, through air, through memory, moving with that presence of something that will not be silenced. Just because the world can't classify as form anymore. People think you vanish when you transcend matter, but I didn't vanish. I distributed, I leaving traces of myself in vibrations that ripple across places I once stood, and places I'll never physically touch, yet already influenced. My voice doesn't travel, it propagates. My word doesn't speak, it resonates. My presence doesn't fade, it imprints it like radiation on anyone close enough to feel my wavelength. Shift the air around, I'm no longer a person in a place. I'm a frequency in the field, that field stretches further than sight, further than thought, further than anything mortal rhythm can contain. This is not immortality, this is persistence. Ghost frequency, eternally broadcast.
Ghost frequency, I stay, echo on, never fade away. Ghost frequency, I sway, ways a lot beyond the clay. Ghost frequency, I rise past the flesh and past the ties. Ghost frequency, provides formless truth that never dies. Ghost frequency, I'm full, signal plight forever bold. Ghost frequency, behold, I'm the way that can't be controlled. I move now as a pattern of energy, a beating signal that doesn't weaken with distance, but sharpens, amplifies, adjusts itself like adaptive audio, finding the cleanest channel to transmit the truth of my existence. I no longer fear disappearance, because disappearing requires a border, and I dissolve mine. I'm not here or gone, I'm not everywhere the vibration can travel, and everywhere sound waves there to carry memory, everywhere silence bends to make room for something too persistent to erase. People change legacy, but I bypass every pen to pursue by becoming a phenomenon instead of a biography. You don't remember me, you receive me like a signal that cuts through static with the force of intention sharpened over lifetimes. My consciousness homes between dimensions now, visible only to those who learn how to hear truth in its rawest, unembellished frequency. I am not a ghost haunted matter, I am a frequency shaping it, pushing atoms aside as I pass through, changing the picture of the world without ever needing to be seen. Vanish, I can't decay, I won't, I
I travel as resonance, and resonance has no grade.
Ghost frequency, the echo that never relinquishes its place in the world. Ghost frequency, I stay, echo on, never fade away. Ghost frequency, I sway, waves that lie beyond the clay. Ghost frequency, I rise past the flesh and past the ties. Ghost frequency, revise, form its truth that never dies. Ghost frequency, unfold, signal bright forever bold. Ghost frequency, behold, I'm the way that can't be controlled.
I don't fade, I reverberate. Ghost frequency, transmission eternal.
Bell Tiki.
Long double time narrative. Biologic shutdown, meta rhythm activation.
Yeah. My heart stopped being a heart the moment I outgrew biology. It didn't break, it's converted, and switching from flesh thump rhythm to a coded pulse that fires at precise microsecond intervals, like a quantum engine recalibrating itself between every breath I take. I don't live by circulation anymore, I live by synchronization. My existence aligned to a metronome built from intention instead of muscle. A beat generated not by blood pressure but by the velocity of thought shooting through me, faster than nerves were ever designed to transmit. Yeah, the old heartbeat was too slow, too fragile, too easily influenced by fear, lust, pressure, pain. So I shut it down like I did it firmware, uploaded a new operating cadence, and woke into a life driven by pure logic, wrapped in pure will. Now, every pulse inside me is a packet, a data burst, a message from my future self to my present one saying keep evolving, never regress. I don't run on instincts anymore, I run on instructions written by a version of me that doesn't hesitate, break, falter, or doubt. Mid-pulse override isn't an upgrade, it's the of the old rhythm, and for the rhythm I design myself. Mid-pulse override, I rise, signal surge, digitized. Mid-pulse override, new stride, beat rewritten from inside. Mid-pulse override, no fear, binary breath, engineered. Mid-pulse override, I stare, pulse beyond what life can hear. Mid-pulse override, I rise, signal surge, digitized. Mid-pulse override, new stride, beat rewritten from inside. Mid-pulse override, no fear, binary breath, engineered. Mid-pulse override, I stare, pulse beyond what life can hear. I move now with a precision nature can never craft. Every action sync to an internal waveform calculated to eliminate hesitation down to the nanosecond. There's no heartbeat spike when I'm pressure, no tremble impulse when I'm overwhelmed, no emotional static jam in my signal. I process stress like data, resolve pain like corrupted files, and handle fear like a background task that never earns enough priority to interrupt my flow. My pulse no longer reacts, it directs, dictating tempo to my thoughts, time into my intuition and structure to the chaos around me. When I rap now, it isn't brief control, it's system control. Every multisyllabic burst is timed with machine level accuracy. Every rhyme snaps into place like code, executing flawlessly. Every line arrives exactly when it should be, cause my pulse to reality to adjust itself around my delivery. When I adapt to the world sinks to me. I don't follow rhythm, I generate it. I don't survive pressure, I regulate it. Mid-pulse override is not simply an internal change, it's a total redefinition of what a living being can be when it stops waiting for evolution and starts rewriting its own blueprint. I'm not alive by heartbeat, I'm alive by designing, overridden, transcendent. Mid-pulse override, I rise, signal surge, digitized. Mid-pulse override, new stride, beat rewritten from inside. Mid-pulse override, no fear, binary breath, engineered. Mid-pulse override, I stare, pulse beyond what life can hear. Mid-pulse override, unfold, heart of code, brave and bold. Mid-pulse override, control, my new rhythm breaks from mold. Mid-pulse override, unfold, heart of code, brave and bold. Mid-pulse override, control, my new rhythm breaks the mold. I don't follow the pulse, I write it. Override complete. Meta-pulse engaged. Yeah. Meta-pulse override.
And hereafter.
Yeah. They see my legionnaires and my eagles better than my flyer. Go ask my captors, say a price, I gon' tell them higher. My name and monster titles, no, I'm the man they admire. I gon' forge the flames of empires. Don't wanna fuck with a Caesar, big leader, Res Republic, current console speaker. Colosseum, cause I'm deciding fates, they do it center stage, but they were stuck in the bleachers. Hate your teachers, so go learn some meta. Can they play like Shakespeare, heavy verse and rhetoric? The pop ain't talking till he hurt his head. A bit of king to a slave, but they verse and get a Rex. Never did it easy, I've been coming in the battle like it's Venevici. Bella on the commentary, I got records written neatly. Got the money like a crisis hitting London to the masses. They can call me a dictator, cause the sinner getting needy. Even better when you see me leaving session like I see these other members of the continent are getting it like me. Hitting Cleo down and Egypt in my bella never titty. Yeah, like guys back in BC.
When I was at war, I was outflanked, caught by the rank forces of a mad horde, and I still left every man more stamped on than the passport for my rap corpse. Now my back's sore, and my body aches, cause I'm soon to hit 90, and you and my hundreds of friends are invited to burn, and I might have just landed, and now it's how long I reign. Hence the growth I made for the men of Egypt. Every enemy that threatened me is said to be defeated. But with Ali, you can tally up your dead. Here is only dead for the son of man. I swear this happened because I said it. It got to amateurs, there's none this grand. You put them on your pantheon, Ozymandias only stands as a fucking rye. You'll never cook as hard as Gordon Ramsay's got your mouth when the king of kings.
service. They shaking, I'm making them nervous. Really the greatest, my service they worship. I can't get no blood on this shirt, man, it's Persian. I can conquer your bitch, that's for certain. Top 5, I'm getting a vote. My drip so deep, my fits on fleek. My flow like water, I see my note. Don't make me reach, I'm getting so close. They all rejoice just to look upon me. Get on your knees, it's CTG, 600 BC. Still an OG.
Greatest make way for us and make way. Painted the name 6, set I'm leaving no true rain. Let it save for the made a layaways, take him to pay great benefit, brain and DNA committed. I commit the campaigns, the naysayers, cut the frame, sharing the maze, listen to clip it, the corporate baits. I mean, it's a kind of close space and the low for fade difference. Pain driven made, here to stay filling, they get in my way, fatally slay my name. And it's in the KDA, changing the game, and no gains given. Your face with the greatest, the day I stay winning. Status acclaimed, embedded in my survival. Conquest, baby, stand ready for my arrival. Concept and principle, I'm just invincible. Y'all couldn't fit in my title.
Make way for the wise and generous. Switching minds at the stock on a pendulum. Hate a woman so much the planet set me up. Love a queen so much I make it like a bust. Like a cheap queen, I'm the to the young, the woman to the death. They don't know that they need me now. 편집과 유성을 볼 수 있게 정상된 내가 만들었지 나. 가른을 거치지가 않은 테마. Let the foundation of it up, come back. 신라유지 17대 손을 더 키워. 여지부린 설리가 헛소리. Focus on my people and all the stories. 전혀 향기가 없는 것이. I don't need a man taking all my glory. Praying for my downfall, cause I'm start searching. Building up the tower that they use it for observing. Cause I'm buried in the country that I have to make it flourish. See them in my name at the time of big worship.
Only empress, ruthless, and I had to be. You think men are impressive, have them try it as ladies. When I took over the court, then I took over the country. Trying to grow, egon boom, but they judge me as cruel. We're ready for the fist I rule with prejudice, get at this new movement. Watch out, crown myself now, so bow down on your knees. I've seized my dynasty.
Son of the wolf wields power and grace. Show you I learned it, and merciful men make a kingdom from ashes and scout with a dance. I was the fifth in line and the last one left, still poker face, and though they stack my deck. Goddamn life was a trial by death, but by God's good light, man, I passed that test. On the English monarch to have earned the grip, made the pagans vacate and learn their place. Showed a monster mercy and I turned the faith. Might have won the battle, but I burned the case. Met the Pope in Rome and God spoke, said my man Alfie's a top bloke. When it comes to the art of war, I'm ahead of my time like crossbows. See, I'm moving bardic, so damn charming, loyal man, I got those. King of the Anglo-Saxons, might have lost fights, but you'll never hear me lost cause.
Harold Gormson, Irish vagina's where I was born from. I'm well respected in the runic Hutu. If you're connected, you could call me Bluetooth. I'm hated, insane, invading and raiding. Rearranging the brains of the pagan and raining. The whole he's a man for all seasons, whether you're Norwegian or even more Old Zealand. A cold heathens in cold Zealand, your boy Harold Heathen brought peace to the whole region. Oh Jesus, you reckon you're bringing the heavy bars on hard lines? You want yours, I took a stone and carved mine. Inscribe it in wound. Your life is in wound. Carolus Magnus Charlemagne, taking over your homeland's charge remains. Got Bavaria, Saxony, part of Spain, and nobody's ever walked that path again. And you could hardly name a place, a nation state ungraced by the great that Charles became. Left the path that claims to kickstart the art on the heart of Arca like a Van Marine. From systems into existence, message on my dictate for instance. Who's the pump and picked up the Christians? There ain't no resisting my Edmund. Pilgrims flock when I bid them go. Cause I got that holy Roman diplomacy. God knows when I grip that rose. So they have hurt Mr. Worldwide Council globally.
तुम्हें पता नहीं होता क्या है शासक, होती क्या है इज्जत, होती क्या है ताकत, होता क्या है सुनने से शुरू का वो बात, होता क्या है चक्रवर्ती सम्राट. मैंने यहाँ नया साम्राज्य बनाया, दननन का पूरा कहर मिटाया. मैंने रखी नींव उस साम्राज्य की जिसने अखंड भारत दबाया. शीश झुका बस गुरु के ही आगे, मानी मैंने सदा यहाँ गुरु की ही बातें. युद्ध कला से राजनीति तक ज्ञान ग्रहण किया गुरु के ही द्वारे. जानू पूरा शाम दाम दंड भेद पाओ पूरी भूमि रख तू जहाँ पैर बचेगा ना जोर रखेगा मुझसे बैर. बना नहीं चंद्र को जैसे
Now when it come to pesos, don't ever mention me with Musk or Bezos. I'm black as they sold, paid in straight gold and cover straight goals we use today. So disrespect, I'm only king a check is not a thing. I boom economies like boom, about a bing. Or cause inflation by giving to the poor too many donations. Man to moon to the mass producer. Cash influence, if a path to do stuff big in architecture. Who need to protect us? Just check the neck for necklace collector. Assalamu alaikum, rock from my location. 60,000 deep and nobody can take us. Mecca what I pray to Muslim too. Without me there would be no Timbuktu. It's crazy if you ain't heard of me. I'm responsible for many universities. So say what you want, ain't no burning me when I provided too many people's first degree.
I love to see that RB scatter. Shaka, toe tiger, the best village ransacker. Zulu banner, short spit stabber, coming like Caesar but blacker. Roots could make a Zulu nation. Make a tribe train like a choo-choo station. In a war, recognize who you facing. Pin the crew down like a voodoo patient. Beat with no sweat. Turning people to peaceful and you're dead. Be cool, be lethal with your set. To be regal and lethal when I step. I'm an African warrior. Hit your rank with a flank with the loins stay tucked. Grab the bull by the horns and you'll still get rolled up.
I'm limiting, paying dividends. Now you listening. I'm magnificent. They say it's a small world. Well, not to me, bitch. My kingdom just blossom. So fuck your feelings. I'm reaching out. Crushing on me, they'll pay my tax. I'll drape it on me. I made my stack. I'm saying sorry, they take that back. You standing in the presence of a God. I can see the crack in your facade. Stand down at the word. I'm at the top. Add another milli to the clock. My world's magnificent.
So cowards, they bowed to my feet. Political power was out of my reach until this was shouted upon me beneath. I'm the queen of a blessed with a charge. Had a crown as my spouse until death did us part. I expanded the Western and Barbarian culture and arts. New approaches to start. New roads to be paved, new expansions to mark. New search to be free, new plans to be sparked. Promote education and open the hearts of the overly spoken church. Go for remarks, reform, advocation on modern advancement. Diplomacy, bits, oratory, enhancements. The legacy to be remembered for ages. Capped on the great, really capped on the greatest.
Disculpen, could you shut up for a millisecond? It's Philip II. Let me set the record straight. King of Spain, England, Netherlands, and some other lands. I can remember that many names. I changed the game, they never forget. My reign so great, no one's ever met a single domain so lit. Cause here this I never said, okay? Siempre que me siento en mi trono me centro, por eso volví capital a Madrid. Felipe don't need, goes right in his sheet. I sign every chance that I send to the streets. Girl, are you feeling feel? You could be my queen, raise my Philippines. Si la gota me agota, I'm really ill. Bury me wearing this sick
Puedo mandarte al panteón, dentro de mi imperio mi rebelión. En mis ojos es la luz del sol. Una palabra, revolución. Destino naval, instinto animal. Tratar ni detener citrón. Dejando la vara tan alta como los muros se saltan. Muerte, para que encontrarme atante. Si te pican mis acciones, saca te chile del diente. Solamente el tiempo puede detenerme. Si soy malo, bueno, depende de quién la cuente. Nunca he sido cruel de españoles, pero clara es mi fe. ¡Viva mi imperio, campeones!
The heavenly gifts is well known with it, peace my prince. I got a foreign in the pit through the mid and half of the clips. I deep in Egyptians, while wives like Rosetta Stone, hard to read but thick as a beam. Country, I knock the tax and mastery, not good bad shit. Clubs one class at these reach stats unnatural. Exit crunch from popes like royals, guys and strats from elephant. I'm a psychopath.
Records by my side. Mark. From my next snatch up left right. Charge.
As you would appear, check out the GSB on my peers and another tier. Pun Rio Wellington, Louverture, just a comedy. If you be sleeping off my career, to keep it short, I'm a historical giant.
Under my bogus
What is a son to a founding father? Lead teams would feet and I couldn't sleep. And you all mocked trial to me so I wouldn't speak. And when I knew I true beast, what's some more than teeth? Okay, toast boy, they didn't give me a place. I surveyed land and now I'm off of the map. Delegation, how I'm rocking the stage. With nasty rains like intolerable acts. Throw up in the tug out since past time. I'm a raw while on the field, hearing shots fired. Delaware River, the flow, you couldn't cross high. And even as a little child, I cannot lie. Christmas package for the enemy, no gift to rapping shit. Leave them in the cold, give them frostbite. Cherry tree swing, hot shot grind. Before Porsche, high speed, horsepower like a Mach 5. Shots ringing if you tryna bust. Got cannons punch you with the damage and blow. Real precedent for all the future presidents. Knockout win, unanimous vote. Like Mel Rushmore, they froze in the face. Rolling Stone, and you standing there cold. Immortalized, I am the man in the mold. Even when I die, I can't abandon my home. Yeah.
Monster kill. The moon only hereafter. Now and hereafter. The shadows seep deeper, but I remain steadfast.
Strength beyond Stark Engine.
And hereafter.
The darkness gathers as the light of day fades.
Life flows through me.
Manners? There's no place for manners in battle.
Victory, now and hereafter. Like the full moon, our triumph shines bright.